As I'm sure many of you have heard, Concord has recently came out, but if you don't know what it is, it's a competitive hero FPS that Sony's been working on for a few years, and unfortunately, it's not looking good. When it came out a few days ago, it peaked at around a whopping total of 700 players on Steam. And as of the time of me recording this, it currently has 168 players in the game right. Oh fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. That's really funny. Now while that is just on Steam, let's be honest, they probably ain't playing this shit on PlayStation either. It's really embarrassing because Concord released on Friday, right at the beginning of the weekend, which is where you think a lot of people would be hopping on the game to play with their friends. Work week is over, you get to stay up late and play a few games with your boys, but I guess Concord wasn't really in anyone's plans this weekend. It's also embarrassing because get this, Concord was in development for 8 years. 2,920 days the developers were working on this game. Like, do y'all know how long 8 years is? 8 years ago, I was 15. I'd never even kissed a girl at that point, let alone touch one. That's when fidget spinners were cool. That's when Obama was president. That's a really long time to work on a game. Bro, can you imagine how much that hurts? Imagine going into work every weekday, putting in your blood, sweat, and tears into a game, and then it finally comes out, and people are just not messing with it. People just, they are not playing it at all. Bro, do you know how much that's gotta hurt? Bro, I'd have an aneurysm, dude. Like, bro, look at this. I could cry. Look how happy he is releasing this game, dude. Like, look how pleased he is. Bro, there is no amount of beer in the world that could hide my pain if I was in this dude's shoes right now. But he would then later on have a bit of a mental breakdown on Twitter, but that's neither here nor there. Going off that though, the real question here is what could have possibly happened that made this game flop so incredibly hard? Like, what could have possibly been the contributing factor as to why this thing just completely fell on its face? Well, lucky for you, that's a pretty easy question to answer. And the answer is this. Yeah, this game cost $40 to play. Isn't this just a sick fucking joke? Now see, this is hilarious for a few reasons. Number one, look at this gameplay. Does this gameplay look invigorating or exciting at all? Does the gunplay look like it feels nice? Be real, does this look like it's worth $40? No to all three questions, dude. Why spend $40 on this mid shit when I can spend the same amount of money on a quality fleshlight? Number two, examine the competition. Think of all the hero FPS shooters that you can play right now. Overwatch, Valorant, Paladins, hell, throw Apex Legends in there. And what do all these games have in common? I'm sure you already know the answer. They're all free to play. And I know in this generation of gaming, we've kind of been spoiled a bit given the amount of free to play games we have access to nowadays, but let's be real, it's kind of the meta at the moment. If you're going to be a live service game, you're going to have a shit ton of microtransactions, which Concord has, mind you, meaning that that's where a bulk of your money is going to be coming from. The only games I know that can get away with this are Call of Duty or 2K, because these games have been going for years, and they've gotten so big that they're at the point that people are just going to spend money no matter what. The closest comparison here is Helldivers 2, because that game also costed $40, but that game was just an absolute anomaly. I don't think anyone expected that game to blow up the way it did, but Helldivers is likely the reason this game even released with a price tag. I'm sure that Sony was hoping that Concord was going to take off the same way Helldivers did, but clearly that was not the case. Not even a little bit of the case. I'm sure some people will say that this game flopped because it didn't release on Xbox, which I don't think is true. This game already wasn't getting a lot of hype behind it. YouTubers like Charlie or Asmongold already foresaw this doing poorly, so people just weren't interested from the get-go. I don't think opening it up to Xbox would have made anybody more excited than they already were, which, granted, wasn't a lot of excitement. Like I mentioned earlier, this game just has way too much competition to really exist in this space. A new Overwatch season just came out, people are super hyped for Marvel Rivals in a few months, people just really like Valorant, and Valve has a new hero-based game coming out very soon that's already in playtesting, which, by the way, has significantly more people playing it than fucking Concord right now. Another thing I didn't mention is that this game's release window was right next to one of the most highly anticipated games of the entire year. Like, what made y'all think y'all could compete with that? Do you really think people are gonna go through the thought process of contemplating, do I buy Concord or do I buy Black Myth Wukong? Dude, nobody's doing that. No one's even gonna think twice. They want to play as Monkey Man. They don't want to play this limp dick bullshit. But I mean, the real question here is, can they save the game? I think so. Possibly. However, they gotta swallow their pride. They gotta make this shit free to play, dude. Like, the thing here is that you gotta know your audience. You want to grab the people who like competitive shooters. This crowd of people already spends a bunch of money on battle passes and shop cosmetics. They don't want to drop another $40 on a game that they already heard is mid. That just ain't appealing to nobody. You make the game free to play, you open doors for a whole lot of people, and at least let them have an opportunity to give it a try. Because right now, they're not even gonna try it. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Another thing they could do is, if they don't want to drop the price tag, make a free weekend. A weekend where everyone can go and try the game free of cost. But of course, if you're gonna do this, you gotta make sure your game is locked in. No bugs, make it feel good, game balance gotta be perfect. Like, you can have no mistakes. And then you may have people say, maybe this game ain't that bad. Because here's the thing, people will spend money on a game if it's fun. If they can get on and have a good time with their friends, then you can get them to spend some bread. But if your game just completely sucks, then kiss all your revenue goodbye. Right now, based off a variety of reviews, the game is really mid. Nobody wants to stick around in a game that's just okay when there's dozens of amazing feeling live service games to play right now. People in the gaming community have a mad amount of options drawing attention, and Concord doesn't seem to be doing anything to draw attention to itself other than sucking ass. But this is all considering that you drop the paid barrier to entry, which is, as long as it exists, nobody's gonna give a damn about this game. But that's all I'm gonna say about this for now. My apologies for a shorter video, but I plan on releasing a longer one soon enough, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, tell me what you think of Concord in the comments. Tell me whether you tried the game or not, and if you have tried it, tell me what you think about it. If you haven't tried it, then, well, why won't you? I want to know all your good, bad, and ugly opinions. I want to know everything, because I'm a whore for starting discussion. And while you're at it, follow on my socials, which I will be putting in the description, you know, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, that sort of thing. But I'll be leaving though, and I'm gonna see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Just got caught, nigga. I'm blind, cause I got in this.